In a bit of a departure for the midweek moment this week, I'll be looking at Sunday's gospel lesson rather than the lesson from the Hebrew Scriptures. It's from Matthew chapter 13, and it's among the parables of the kingdom. Jesus is explaining the kingdom of God, warning of future judgments, and using everyday images of farming and growing and household life to make his points. Today's image, weeds among the good plants, and what to do or not do about them. Jesus put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seed in his field, but while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and then went away. So when the plants came up and bore grain, then the weeds appeared as well. And the slaves of the householder came and said to him, "Master, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did these weeds come from?" He answered, "An enemy has done this." The slave said to him, "Then do you want us to go and gather them?" But he replied, "No, for in gathering the weeds you would uproot the wheat along with them. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time I will tell the reapers, collect the weeds first and bind them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat into my barn." Then he left the crowds and went into the house, and his disciples approached him, saying, "Explain to us the parable of the weeds of the field." He answered, "The one who sows the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom. The weeds are the children of the evil one, and the enemy who sowed them is the devil, and the harvest is the end of the age, and the reapers are angels. Just as the weeds are collected and burned up with fire, so it will be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send his angels, and they will collect out of his kingdom all causes of sin and all evildoers, and they will throw them into the furnace of fire, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Let anyone with ears listen." As it happens, weeds are the specialty crop of our home garden, and I take great pride in them. In fact, I confess to being rather nettled once on a summer visit to the Montreal Botanic Gardens display of dangerous and poisonous plants, when I realized that even their poison ivy was more impressive than ours. I admit it's a relief to me at this point in the summer to hear Jesus' landowner tell the farmhands not to stress about the weeds, because the harvesters, wink wink, the final judgment, will sort it all out when the time comes. If the farmhands tried to sort the weeds out while leaving the wheat, they would no doubt miss a few of the weeds and pull up some of the wheat, so why take that chance? I realized the truth of this yesterday when I joined other masked and distanced volunteers in gleaning blueberries for Ulster Corps. Among the blueberry bushes, we knew there was some poison ivy, but there was also stinging nettles and a lot of bindweed. The first two you just plain stay away from. But I really wanted to pull out that bindweed, which was binding the blueberry bushes, the branches. However, if I had given the bindweed the kind of ripping out I wanted to, I would have stripped an awful lot of berries off in a very unharvestable mess. So let both grow together until the harvest. It makes me feel not so bad when I go into the garden and see the incipient jungle. I think if I really get down in the weeds, I'll definitely rip up some innocent plants as well. At this point, who am I to judge? A month from now, when the confident, assertive little plant in the middle is as tall as I am, with great big toxic staining berries, it'll be easier to tell. Jesus reminds us that there is a time and a place for ultimate judgment, and this is not it. Nor are we the judges of other people's faiths, as much as we might want to be. Our job is to grow and to bear fruit and to bear witness to the truth. We can rest assured that God has noticed that there are a whole lot of weeds, wink wink, people of the evil one, among the people of the kingdom. But if you are really keen to hear weeping and gnashing of teeth, your best bet in the near term may be to go to the dentist's office. If we aspire to be people of the kingdom, we do so in the context of real life. Our world, our nation, and even many of our families are shockingly polarized, with each day's news providing new examples of how very few people have ears to hear, views that they do not already hold, whether it be on matters racial, ethnic, national, political, or economic. When you see and hear all the negativity and bashing and trashing and name-calling out there, among grown-ups for crying out loud, it is hard not to join in. Of course, we're all pretty convinced that we are the wheat and they are the weeds. But here and now, at the height of growing season, the landowner's wisdom is to let growth continue, even though it's messy all around. And perhaps our best plan for thriving is to take responsibility for our own growth, remembering who we are and whose we are, no matter how tangled and confused things become. God be with you till we meet again.